Hi guys, this is Zhan, and I'm here to talk about The Legends of the Condor Heroes. The latest adaptation, 2025, directed by Tsui Hark, legendary Tsui Hark, responsible of the epic Once Upon a Time in China with Jet Li in it. So this 2025 adaptation is one that is featuring a rising star from China. His name is Xiao Zhan. Talented actor, singer, he's got the looks, and I was blown away by his performance in this adaptation. I went to watch it in Hong Kong, and I must say, I was pleased. And so, this is strictly a Westerner's guide. You have to understand what the Legend of the Condor Hero is. You have to understand what this trilogy is, the Condor trilogy, before you get yourself involved. As much as this is a hype, it is also a timeless classic that was responsible of many Chinese literary masterpieces. This has inspired countless wuxia films, and wuxia means a mixture of Chinese martial arts and fantasy. So we call it wuxia because they're able to fly, levitate, and send chi blast. And it has inspired animes, mangas, video games, you name it. So this is a big pop culture classic. It's equivalent to the Middle Earth in Lord of the Rings. In this series, we've got the Jiang Hu, which is a world populated by martial artists that abide by a code of honor. And there's like clans. You've got the beggar clan, the Shaolin monks, poison, evil clan. You've got the bad side and the good side. It's a lot of those things that are rooted in Chinese culture, Chinese traditions, and that's 4,000 years of history. It is drawn from philosophy, history, and has deep character development intertwined with all those things. Those three books that I was talking about, The Legend of the Condor Heroes, The Return of the Condor Heroes, Heavenly Sword, and Dragon Saber. This adaptation that you will watch, The Legend of the Condor Heroes, involves our two main heroes, Jing and Rong. Who is Jing? Jing is an honest, but a little slow hero. He's pure-hearted, slightly naive, but he's like a warrior, and he was raised by the Mongols. Today they're called Mongolians. He was trained by legendary martial artists. He became one of the greatest heroes of his time. A Western comparison, Jon Snow from Game of Thrones, or Superman, righteous, loyal, and always striving for good. Then we've got Rong, the female protagonist. She is the genius trickster, the brilliant and witty daughter of Huang Yaoshi. If you were to read the book, the latest translation, English translation by Gigi Chang, I recommend it highly. Because of that, I was able to really enjoy the movie. I read through the three books while I was working as a night baker. I listened to the audiobooks. You can find it on audiobooks or Amazon. So, Rong, she's the brilliant, witty daughter of Huang Yaoshi. She's great at deceptions. Don't get me wrong, she can fight, but she knows she's stronger here, so she uses her wit to outsmart her enemies. Western comparison, she's a mix of Loki in Marvel or Arya Stark from Game of Thrones. She's charming, unpredictable, and fiercely independent. Then we've got Yang Kang. That's the tragic villain. He's the sworn brother of Jing. So these two, Yang Kang and Jing, has like that type of relationship that is in the gray zone. Yang Kang himself is a gray character. I wanted him to be good so bad, but he's always leaned towards the other side. He was born in the Song dynasty, like Jing's. The story is happening during the 13th century, and like I said, it's semi-historical. So 13th century, there are three forces in conflict. There's the Song dynasty, the Jin dynasty, and then the Mongols. Mongols who defeated the Jin and then turning to the Song. And that's actually what you are going to see at the theater. That is the backstory. This is the timeline when this movie is going to take place. So Yang Kang and Jing are both born from Song parents, but they perished. You're gonna find that out in the books. So one ended up being raised by Mongols, Jing, and then Yang Kang was raised by the Jins, and he has like a deep moral conflict. He always chooses power over righteousness, which makes him a complex character. Western comparison, we've got Anakin Skywalker Darth Vader from Star Wars, Prince Zuko from Avatar, The Last Airbender. He's torn between loyalty and ambition. Then we've got the 5 greats. They're legendary martial arts masters. When we talk about the greats, we're talking about people who have transcended their physical limits of prowess. We've got the average martial artists who have mastered their body, which is a feat in reality. In the Jiang Hu world, there's a notch beyond that. There's the mastery of internal powers. And that internal power energy requires a certain type of attitude, mindset, and discipline. And what's interesting is that is also drawn from history, Chinese culture. When we're talking about these internal powers, we're talking about the internal arts. And we're not talking about Qigong here, we're talking about Neigong, something that is beginning to spread to the West. That's for another day to talk about. But Neigong is the art of cultivating Qi, and that is a very fascinating topic. We've got these 5 greats, and they have mastered their internal powers, and that's why they're great. We've got Northern Beggar, he's the chief of the Beggar clan. The reason why they're beggars, it's a moral code. They want to live the life of the beggar in order to sort of bear the collective suffering of the world. That's what they believe in. Then we've got the Eastern Heretic. He's a rebellious genius, and he's also the father of Huang, the female protagonist, who is into Jing. And they're both from this island called Peach Blossom Island. Then we've got the Western Venom, an antagonist that you will see in the movie. He's a deceptive poison master, and also his most powerful technique is the technique of the toad. It's interesting because his role will sort of become gray for a tiny bit in the second book because he's going to be involved in helping the protagonist in some ways. Then we've got the Southern Emperor. So he's a monk, but he used to be an emperor. He turned to the monk life, and he has also mastered the internal martial arts. And then we've got another one, Central Divine. There's different translations to his English name, but his Chinese name is Wang Chongyang. Okay, we've got Wang Chongyang, the Northern Beggar as Hong Qigong, and then we've got the Eastern Heretic as Huang Shaori. We've got the Western Venom, his name is O Yangfeng, and then Southern Emperor, I forgot his name honestly, so I don't know what's the point of me trying to say the Chinese name. I'm like a Westerner, like, who am I kidding? Okay, so the key theme you would look for in this movie is martial arts philosophy, wuxia world of honor, loyalty, and the search for true mastery. And this mastery is the conquest of the 9 Yin manual, which is the manual of martial arts that encompasses all types of martial arts, all styles together. And it's said that the one who is able to get their hands on this scroll will rule the world of the Jiang Hu. There has been countless lives lost because of this 9 Yin manual. Even the 5 greats acknowledge the power of these scrolls and would be tempted to get their hands on it. It's an East versus West conflict. Okay, so Song Dynasty versus Mongols, and then we've got the Jin there as well, trying to win over the Song, because the Song originally occupied the northern and the southern. They have lost the northern to the Jin, and now they only occupied the southern. The Mongols are there too, rising in power because of Genghis Khan. Hear this, Genghis Khan was actually the one who took in Jing and raised him among the Mongols. Back to the themes, fate versus free will, how choices shape destiny, similar to Greek tragedies. Then we've got love and betrayal, so emotional relationships, power struggle, and sacrifice. To really enjoy this adaptation, you gotta know about Tsui Hark. He is one of Hong Kong's greatest action directors. Okay, he was famous for A Chinese Ghost Story, 1987, Once Upon a Time in China, featuring Jet Li, 1991. It's my favorite. Then we've got Detective D series. I don't know that one. That was in 2010. He's known for fast, kinetic action and deep storytelling. So another thing I want to talk about this movie is how you will see CGI. The CGI is to heighten something that is rooted in history, in Chinese traditions and beliefs. This whole deal of internal cultivation is actually a very serious deal that is sought by a lot of seekers who are followers of Taoism, myself included. I am an enthusiast of Chinese internal alchemy cultivation, and that is something that would take another video to explain. It is something that is out of this world. So that's that. Tsui Hark has directed This epic series got Xiao Zhan, who is a rising star from China. There's a big fan base right behind him, ready to support him in whatever he does. So the fact that we've got all those components together, it has turned into this giant hype. But the hype is not just a hype. It is going to be massive, because this hype is going to finally bring to the Western world our version of Lord of the Rings, which is deeply rooted in Chinese tradition, Qi cultivation and martial arts. So it's a beautiful world, which I grew up to, binging these TVB shows with my dad all day long. I hope this was not too long. I tried my best to keep it concise. If I said anything wrong, please do correct me, improve upon, or add to whatever I said there. So thank you, and I hope that you appreciated watching this video, and I'll see you soon.